Alright, so I will go over just another brief trade review. This is Parker Hannifin trade review. Again, this is sort of a strategy I've mentioned in the past, the sort of gap fundamental shock strategy, or whatever you want to call it. But again, what I'm looking for in this type of strategy is, and this works well in earnings season, because I wait sort of till after an earnings report, how it's perceived, and looking for some sort of gap. It could be a gap lower, but in this case for Parker Hannifin, it's a gap higher, sort of above or at or near resistance. In this case, it gapped higher above this this downtrend. It's sort of this line was something I drew after this day. So basically, the resistance pretty entrenched here, 119.85. It actually kind of took the gap and kind of crapped out a little bit that day, but it was on my radar after that situation. On this day here, on that second day after the gap, it had a little bit of a reversal, kind of what I like to see. Took out the prior day's low, which was, that's your gap support, and then it kind of reversed. And for me, everything being risk reward, I was like, all right, I'll buy above this day. Even though the big resistance up here, there's enough room between here and there for me to say, okay, even if we don't get up, break out to new highs, this is a few points worth taking. And again, it was a nice kind of a inside, no, not an inside day, but at least a much lower volatile day, and basically leaning on this 115.20 lower that day, and buying it above 117. Which happened that day right here. Bought above 117. Didn't really do much this day. It closed higher, so it didn't flush me out. So that was a miracle, because then the next day had another gap higher. And what was nice about this is now it definitely cleared all this resistance in here, cleared the gap resistance. Now you could say, all right, it's up in this upper range. But it actually, and you could see it was in the greatest gap and go, right? It's 126 and came all the way back. I did sell. I think, yeah, I got whipsawed a little bit in here, and we'll go to the video, the intraday. Again, in this situation, I have small daily position, and then I also manage these things intraday. And if I can find the intraday, here it is right here. Find the intraday situation here, so we can go all the way back to if we can go all the way back to back in here where I bought above. Okay, yeah, this is the this is the gap. This is the 117 right in here. I bought the 117 above this high here, kind of just meandered higher, which is nice, didn't break down. So actually what happened here was bought initial position, then bought did a little pyramid position in here, and then kind of let it close, had the gap. This is where it got a little ugly, because it didn't really gap and go. Like I said, it kind of, and I do have some risk metrics to sort of trail a profit, especially when you have a big move like this. Initially it went right to that 126, and then it really flushed hard, so it sold the entire position as it cleared back through 123. Then it bought it back. It took a small loss, bought it back again, took a small loss, and then finally, I think this is the last time it would have bought back here. Yeah, this is, if this didn't work, this strategy would have been like, all right, we're done with this. And fortunately, it kind of didn't work initially, right off the bat. It kind of just held the level, and then just nice, easy, slow trend higher the rest of the way kind of thing. This is, again, not a momentum dream, but at the same point you can't expect a momentum dream after this type of V type of move. So the key is to just manage it, to try to hold on for it to trend higher. As you see, it's this is the daily as it just sort of trended nice and slow, trended up, and again, there's a huge resistance here at this 130 level. This is kind of the at least I don't know if it's all-time highs, but it's definitely yearly highs up here at 130. So there's a lot of resistance up in here, and again, I'm not smart enough to sell the high, so I just have this strategy sort of manage the trade for me. What the hell happened there? And if you see, this is each one of these. This is a day. This is a day. So it's definitely held a position for quite a while, considering, and then finally, kind of rode this moving average, and then today it kind of crapped out. There's definitely some support at this 127.5. Sold it just above 127.78. Got out of this position. I do hold a small position on the a little bit longer term that I'll just kind of let go for now. I think the next support level really comes into this 126 area. We'll see. There should be support in here, the 126, 127. So that's where it's so far held today is 127. So we'll see. Looks like it wants to make another move lower. So again, I think the 126 should be some support. Its next level of support. We'll see how that holds out. But as far as the intraday algorithm, it's out of the position, but not a bad little move. Got a little messy in here, but was able to recapture the next part of the move. Bought 122 and just over 122 and a half. It sold 127ish. So yeah, it's all good. Again, it's a game of risk reward. So that's all I got.